I'm about to share with you one of the most amazing experiences in my career. It involves Duracell and Williams racing, RC cars, and a trip to Austin, Texas for the F1 Grand Prix. It all started just a few months ago. I actually found an email in my spam folder that said looking for creators to build an F1 car. And I thought to myself, you know what, let me respond to it, see what happens. And sure enough, it was a representative from Duracell. And after speaking with them, they were looking to challenge a creator to use Duracell Optimum batteries to show they're engineered for more in an RC F1 car and bring those cars to the Austin Grand Prix so the Williams drivers could test them out and we could drive against them as well. Needless to say, I was up for the challenge and I immediately set off to build the cars. They wanted me to build 4 cars in total, 2 for the F1 drivers and 2 for the creators. I actually teamed up with Mike Stallone, who had a challenge of his own to build some speed cars, but my primary mission was to get Duracell Optimum batteries with power boost ingredients into these F1 cars. So I started ordering a lot of support gear. First up, I had to order the F1 kits. Then I got some radio systems, speed controllers, servos, and lots of tires, because I definitely needed these machines to hook up for those F1 drivers. Once everything finally arrived, it took days to get all of the cars assembled, get the electronics installed, get the tires glued up, and even painting the bodies. I had bodies painted with special liveries so it would look like the real Williams cars. Then came the challenge. Since Duracell Optimum batteries are engineered for more, I had to find a way to showcase them in these builds. And so to do that, obviously I used the batteries in the radio systems, and then I used them to power the servo and the receiver inside the F1 cars. I bypassed the factory power wiring and used a 4-cell holder to secure the batteries. This wound up powering everything perfectly. The servo had plenty of power to it, as well as the receiver. With all the cars built, powered up, and ready to go, it was time to head off to Austin, Texas for the Grand Prix. Now, after arriving in Austin, here's where things got a little crazy. Originally, we were supposed to take these cars over to a Home Depot where we were setting up an RC track and run them there. But I was told by Duracell and Williams Racing that the F1 drivers wanted to run these cars on the COTA track. And that was absolutely crazy to me. I was gonna stand on the COTA track and drive RC cars with professional F1 drivers. So the day rolled around and I was brought through the paddock, through the Williams garage and onto the COTA track. I got to see the cars behind the scenes and everything. And there on the track was Alex Albon and Logan Sargent to drive these cars. The 2 drivers picked up the transmitters and had an absolute blast driving it around a couple of challenges that they set up on the Circuit of America track. You can see how much fun they had on the Williams Racing YouTube channel. I'll put a link down in the description. After that, we packed up the car and went over to the Duracell Home Depot event, where we had a track set up that was kind of like a mini Circuit of America track. There was lots to do there for all the fans. The Duracell truck was there so they could check out all the benefits of Duracell Optimum batteries. Home Depot set up some activities for the fans as well, and then we ran these cars so everybody could see how they could perform. And just a few hours later, Alex Albon stopped by again because he had to get some more wheel time in on these cars. We actually set up a quick 5-lap race where Alex, Mike, and I drove against each other, and Alex, with all of his skill, was able to pick up driving an RC car right away and actually beat us. He was truly impressed with how these cars equipped with Duracell batteries were able to perform on the track, and so were we. We had such a great time. After that, Alex signed some autographs and we were on our way. It was an awesome time there in Austin, Texas. Wound up staying at the event, getting to see more of the Williams garage. Those guys have just some incredible engineering behind their team. What I saw in the garage was absolutely amazing, something I will never forget. And then I was actually able to stay for the race as well, sitting in turn 1 and just watch some amazing action from all the F1 drivers, rooting on the Williams Duracell team. One of the most amazing experiences in my life, and it was thanks to Duracell batteries. I've been using Duracell batteries in my equipment for years. 1, because they're actually a local company to me, but 2, their products are really good. And they're really a battery that I recommend for any device you need powered up. I gotta thank Duracell for making me part of Team Duracell RC, and Williams Racing for just being an awesome host. We had a blast hanging out with them. Now the question remains, what should we engineer next?